Good morning, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a subject to you that's of interest to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know, and that is urgency. What is urgency? Well, for the sake of this video, it is something that is pressing, important, urgent, has to happen soon, because we are out of time. And I'm going to use an example like I frequently do in my videos of why something can be pending in an urgent way. I will use the example of climate change, but not just climate change. It's kind of a stale subject even. I mean, it's no less dire and important than it has been ever, but it's stale because we hear it every day now. It's become familiar, too familiar, not urgent enough. And there's people saying, actually, people who can be believed, if anyone can, that it's too late for certain things to be prevented. For, the widespread proliferation of desert territory, desert areas, deforestation, and the stuff that we've known about for a long, long time, such as landfills and having really no plan to deal with this stuff other than to continue doing it. So this isn't about that. I'm going to be honest. It's not about that. This is about urgency as an idea. It's not a call to action. Like I said, it may even be too late for many of those things, but you don't have to agree with that at all. But maybe you understand what I'm saying when I say that something might be important in the near term, and if it isn't handled within a time frame, it becomes something else. Kind of the definition of urgency. So I will tie it back to the subject of planetary change, climate change, social change. And this isn't, a prophecy of doom. I don't want this to be a negative video or to have a negative message in it. It's an opportunity. Like most of my videos are about opportunities for improvement. But in this case, there are a lot of things converging. There's a word for you, convergence. What is converging? Well, it's when things come together. Maybe that's obvious. But when those things that are coming together are disasters, potential disasters, or actual disasters unfolding, such as climate change, and or other things that are going on, like some of the technological disasters we have in progress, and you may not agree with that or know about it, but there are actual technological disasters in progress. This isn't a deep dive into that either. It's just kind of a connecting these things that are converging, such as our newfound awareness of hostility from outside of our planet, in the form of asteroids, whatever. I mean, okay, so it sounds silly, right? Well, how often do we get annihilated? Shoot, more often than you might think. You did hear about the dinosaurs. Maybe you don't believe in dinosaurs. I don't know. It's hard to talk to people who don't believe in dinosaurs. I mean, some people think they're a joke. I don't know what to tell people about that, but the world is most definitely round. There were dinosaurs. They got wiped out by an asteroid impact. And the concerning part is that this happens with frequency, with regularity. All you really need to do is look at the moon. I mean, the surface of it, other planets, even our own planet, there's craters everywhere. So it stands to reason that on a long enough timeline, there's going to be a huge impact. And there's stuff flying around our solar system, right? We already know this. There's something called the asteroid belt, the Oort asteroid belt, with tons and tons of asteroids. And every once in a while, they get dislodged. They fly around. Most of them just fly around harmlessly. There's a ton of space, right? So, there's so many of them, though, that every once in a while, contact is made with Earth. So it's more of a matter of frequency and probability. And I have no information about impending destruction. I don't have any specifics. I just know that on a long enough timeline, it happens. It has happened, and it will happen again. No doubt about it. Whether it happens within our lifetimes or much, much later, I couldn't say. But back to the subject of urgency, convergence of disasters. Well, there's just one for you. There's technological disasters. There's genetic disasters. There's a big one. Looming on the horizon, we have perhaps the biggest one that we've ever seen. the ability to modify genes. Well, I think that all of these things kind of have an answer, a real easy answer, when you look at the motivation. I've learned something recently, and that is a thing is defined by its context. That is to say, the reason for it and the effect of it. I'm going to say that one more time. A thing, a symbol, gains meaning from its use, its intended use. And I will say that in the case of commercial genetics, all you need to know is that it's commercial. You don't even need to know the details. It's not complicated. What do we know about commerce? What can you derive simply from the fact that it's commercial? Well, you know that supply rises to meet demand, right? This is a fact of the marketplace. There is no disposition, no moral disposition to commerce. It is agnostic. It is amoral. There's the word for you, amoral. It doesn't care if something's good or bad or helpful or harmful or toxic or healthy. It's just, it sells it if it sells, right? And unless it's illegal. And that's our solution. Our big solution is to, ban things, supposedly. I laugh because it is ridiculous. It's not working. It hasn't been working, and it never has. It's what it does is it puts a ban on certain people who are subject to it. But that's all invented. Anyway, I don't want to be a downer, like I said in this video. I really don't want to be a bummer, but there are a lot of ways we can be destroying ourselves, and chances are, if it's not one thing, it will be another. And it's becoming less likely that something isn't going to happen in the near future. That's the point. So if you're not outraged by the lack of progress, by the lack of intensity with dealing with some of this stuff, if you're not actively engaged in understanding it and hopefully fixing it, I really have no sympathy for you. I don't know what to tell you anymore. The signs are plain. They're clear everywhere. And it is time, urgent time to fix it. And like I said, it is already too late for many things, but not everything. I'd like to think that there's a future of some kind that is not terrible, that is not a nightmare. So if you're if you don't want to live in a nightmare, check it out. At least open your mind a little bit. Maybe put down your whiskey or whatever and think about your future, your kids' future. If you don't care about yourself, think about your neighbors. Care about someone. Hope you have a great day. Reach out to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.